because it's done, it's past.
It doesn't matter, it's in the past.
If I'm afraid of something, it must lie in the future. So we can't say that I shouldn't fear death because I don't fear pre-birth. I couldn't fear pre-birth. It wouldn't make sense to do that. There's another angle we might approach this from though. Throughout the rest of your life, hopefully, there will be things called possible goods which you will have the chance to acquire. Not goods in the sense of stuff, but goods in the sense of things that are good for you because they make you happy or whatever. Death, particularly untimely death, will represent a total loss of possible goods. You will enter a state, i.e. non-existence, at which it is no longer possible to accrue good things. And since we desire good things, the loss of possible goods is rational to turn your nose up at. Or is it? There's still a question hanging over this of what exactly possible goods are. It's easy to understand what a good is, a good thing that exists now, but what about a possible good that lies in the future? This is a similar issue to the one that we touched on in our episode about the environment and morality. If a possible good lies in the future, then it doesn't really exist at the moment, so losing it doesn't count as anything, really. And there's another clue in the name, possible goods. You don't even know they're definitely in your future. An untimely death, however tragic, might actually help you avoid a future in which you would have been completely miserable. The ontological, that is concerned with being or existence, state of possible goods is kind of a puzzle. They seem to suffer from something like the non-identity problem that we discussed last month. Although, it's all well and good to say that possible goods don't really exist, but if somebody came to you and offered you a deal to take away all of your possible goods, would you stick to your logical guns and still think they don't exist? What do you guys think? Should we fear death? Does it represent a loss of possible goods? Whatever those are. Leave a comment with your questions and suggestions and we'll answer them at the end of the next video. Favourite, share, tell your friends about PhilosophyTube. You can also follow us on Twitter and leave a like because I love the name of honour more than I fear death. First of all, yes, I am wearing a different shirt. That's because I just got back from my holiday and I'm filming this the day before it goes up. But let's see what you guys have to say about whether the physical world really exists. Zach Lathuris said that things don't need to be observed by people. In this day and age, a camera can do the observing. I'm not sure a camera really observes things in the same way that we do. If you put a camera up in the forest and there was a tree falling and you wanted to know whether or not it made a sound, the camera would detect something, but does it really experience sound in the same subjective way that we experience sound? I don't know, I think Berkeley would probably say that the camera doesn't exist when you turn around either. Joshua Edward Pearson, yes, that's absolutely right. He thought that the empiricism of people like John Locke might lead to atheism, which, as a bishop, he was obviously very much against. I think he uses God to support his idealism and his idealism to support God, but I don't think that it's necessarily a vicious circle.
Maybe both is happening at the same time.
BBrocket2 said that properties aren't just in our heads, they're actually real features of the world. Sometimes I think that as well, but then what about something like colour? If we look at something like a cabbage and it looks green to us, but then you show it to an organism that doesn't have colour vision, it won't look green. So which is it really in itself? Asswaxer100, with the kind of intellectual vigour that you might not expect from someone with that screen name, really fleshed out what we were talking about in the video about illusion when we mentioned dreaming about elephants. Yes, Asswaxer, you're absolutely right. Berkeley doesn't really have a very good way of distinguishing between illusion and reality. Dayharm Master asked, who observes the observer? My good fellow, I refer you to episode 1 on I Think Therefore I Am. I don't have a picture of it here, but somebody called a Foxy Fox messaged me asking what the music is that you can hear at the start of the videos. Not this stuff that you can hear now, but the actual PhilosophyTube feed. If anyone can tell me what that music is, then I will send you a prize. I don't think you'll be able to use your smartphones to figure out what it is either, because I'm not sure it'll be on their database, you'll have to just know it. But if you think you know what it is and you want to take a guess, then send me a message and don't forget to include your address so that I can send you a prize. And the first person to guess it correctly, I will send you a little something.